So in this video we are going to do an experiment where one of us will be running and the other will be timing the person who is running, and then we will use our results to calculate the velocity, the acceleration and the force. So this is our hypothesis, is that in the first round it could be slower than the second round, as it could be in a situation where, like before runners run, they would have to warm up to make their body a bit warm before they run, so they could run easier, less tired and faster as well. With the heavy object, which we'll be using a collection of thick books, which is around 5.5 kilograms, it could be slower. But if the runner decides to just go at the same speed as before, he would use more energy, which would cause him to be more tired as well. And we'll use a 30-meter course, split it into 3 10 meters each, and we use the laser measuring device to measure it 10 meters each. This is the data we collected from the first attempt, and we use it to find the velocity, which for the first part the velocity is 5.236 meters per second, the second part is 5.747 meters per second, and the third part is 4.951 meters per second. And we use it to find the acceleration. For the first 10 is 2.4741 meters per second square, and in the last 10 it is negative 2.451 meters per second square. And this is the force we calculated. This is the second attempt. In the second attempt, this is the data we got. It was kind of slower, but also around the same speed. So in the first part, the velocity is 4.484 meters per second. In the second part, it is 4.505 meters per second. And in the third part, it is 5.780 meters per second. And the first 10 meters acceleration is 2.011 meters per second square. And in the last 10, it is negative 3.341 meters per second square. And this is the force we calculated for the second attempt. This is the run with object, the heavy object. And with the object, this is the data we got. It was around the same speed as the first run. So in the first part, the velocity is 4.902 meters per second. In the second part, it is 6.135 meters per second. And in the third part, it's 5.587 meters per second. And we use that to find the acceleration. For the first 10 meters, it is 2.403 meters per second. In the last 10, it is negative 3.121 meters per second square. And this is the force we calculated it out, and it is more than the one without object. And this is the one with the bag as well. We just wanted to know because he was not getting any slower, so it was a bit slower than with the object, but yeah. So in the first part, it is 4.630 meters per second. In the second part, 5.464 meters per second. And in the third part, 5.405 meters per second. And we use that to calculate the acceleration. For the first 10, it is 2.144 meters per second square. And in the second In the last 10 it is negative 2.922 meters squared. And we use it to find the force for both of it. This time there's also a lot of force because he's heavier, and this is the chart for acceleration. And we can see that it's not that different because, yeah, as we can see in the video, he's trying to go around at the same speed. And with the force, with the object and without object, it's different, but it is also around the same part. But with the object, sometimes there's more force and it is heavier, and after that we calculate the results. Most of the results are about the same. It is probably because the runner tries to run at the same speed at all times, making him really tired when he ran with the 5.5 kilogram object and with his bag as well. It probably can't slow him down because he's not over his limit yet. And this is the example like an empty trolley versus a full trolley. Both are like at the same constant speed, but on the second round there is more items, so more force is needed to make it the same speed. And let's take this car, this new Defender for example, with a D240 engine, and it can carry up to 850 kilograms, and we have two of them, one with different people, different weights, different mass. In the blue one there is about 549.5 kilograms, and in the brown one it is around 806 kilograms, which is not over the limit yet, but there is more on the roof, and resulting 860 kilograms, which is over the limit, which would cause it would affect the energy, more use of energy, more fuel consumption, and the steering will be harder as well.